Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome back to the channel. So I've been asked to do this video and I've been a little bit reluctant because I felt like there really wasn't much to show you. I'd had some people ask me to do a little garage tour, a shop tour, garage tour of my workspace. And again, I was reluctant because there's not much of a space. Like what you see right there is what I work out of. But then I thought, maybe I'll sort of show you around and how I organize things and try and keep things neat and tidy so that we can build stuff in there. I mean, we restored Zach's Voodoo in here. We painted it. Like we built a paint booth inside of the shop, inside of the garage. I shouldn't call it a shop. It's not, it's a little garage. And I try and stay away from dirty work now. Just don't really like doing it. And just focus on the wiring and rigging, but we do everything in here right now. As you know, we do have a new shop coming, but anyways, let me sort of take you inside, show you around and how I set things up and organize and try and get through this workload here. So thanks, enjoy. All right, guys, come on in. So here it is. It's not much to see really, but maybe that's kind of the cool thing about it. So we bought this house new 10 years ago, or had it built. We came from a house where I had another actually had a separate shop, quite a nice size one too. And so anyways, when we built this house, it just wasn't really in the budget, but I finished this garage off with the intention of only using it to park cars in. And then we started working out of it. I actually quite enjoyed it. It's nice to have it attached to the house and the kids were in and out and that sort of thing. So, and then it's kind of blossomed into what we're doing here now. So we are building a new shop, obviously, as you know. We do need a bit more room because I'm just doing more and more now, but doesn't mean you have to have a whole bunch more room. So basically, to break it down, this garage is 24 feet deep, 22 feet wide, minus that little cutout there. So in this section right here, I can bring in any of the boats that I work on, be it an STV or an Allison or a Euro or whatnot, fits in here on the trailer just nicely. And you need to keep it organized or you're tripping over stuff, but let me kind of show you around and see how we do it. So kind of the boring end of things. One thing that was nice with this house, when they built it, the fuse panel was in the garage, so it made it really easy to tie everything all into. So fuse panel security system here. Because of the customers' boats and stuff and the value here, we have a quite a in-depth security system to protect them and protect us. So anyways, carrying down the line, just a standard bench grinder here. You know, Zach's always working on dirt bikes and snowmobiles and that sort of thing, so it's kind of handy. We've got a wire wheel and a grinder wheel, and then we have some buffing wheels too that we can change over. So a little trick that we have here is we keep these little paint brushes around. They work great for when you're done dusting things off and putting stuff away. Obviously ladder. So this shelf, when I have a project in here working on it, be it mine or somebody else's, this is where everything from that project goes on this shelf and nothing else. So as of right now, I'm in between a couple of jobs. And so this is when we strip this charger, everything went here and everything that's here will go in the QS1. So the nice thing is there's enough space that allows us to lay everything all out. And then I can go over things one at a time, inspect them, clean them, put them back on the shelf. And I know where everything is. It's not unorganized. There's not shit and totes all over the place and that sort of stuff. So again, this shelf is dedicated to whatever project is in here at that time. So big old DeVilbiss compressor that I've had for 20 years. I did at one point, I was going to actually build a box and put it outside. But now that now that we're getting a new shop, this compressor will go back there. It's a great old compressor. It works really good. So you know, so we have airlines plumbed around and stuff like that. Bunch of shelving just for totes and whatnot. I try and keep things organized. I don't like stuff laying around, so everything has a place. Keep our props along here. These are just my own personal props, my drag props, a lake prop, and anyways, keep them kind of organized and shelves and stuff. We've got a parts washer tank here. Again, not a whole lot of boat stuff goes in there. Although, again, Zach's always working on his dirt bikes and that sort of thing. So anything comes in that's dirty, go in here and get washed up. And we keep our cleaners there. We have an ultrasonic cleaner too. Again, playing around with carburetors. I do still rebuild some carburetors for some guys. So the ultrasonic cleaner's handy. It's just a small one, but it's size-wise, it works perfect for what we're doing. Garbage here, totes. keep a fridge out here. There's a couple beers in here. I'm not a big drinker, but I keep, you know, pop or energy drinks, water, whatever, any in there, and, you know, a beer if somebody wants to stop by and have one. Little belt sander, mini one. This thing has been awesome, man. I bought this thing down at Princess Auto. It's just a cheap one. And the only thing I really use it for is we use a lot of carbon fiber plates to mount stuff on. And it does a great job of just cleaning up the edges and that sort of stuff. So that's a great handy little tool. It works good here. Again, keep a little brush here and keep everything cleaned up. We have our TV here. I think we got some roadkill on now. I like to watch NHRA drag racing or whatever when I'm working out here. Sometimes I put movies on, but I like to have racing in the background and the sound bar and tunes and stuff. It actually works out pretty good. We can crank it up pretty good. So this cabinet, we keep just basic boat stuff for us, for my package. Spare electronics. We've got spare water pumps and more electronics. I keep a complete rebuild kit, and I keep a couple pistons. I keep gasket sets, and that way if we're testing and we hurt something, hopefully we can put it back together and get back out, and, you know, lots of spark plugs. And so this is just miscellaneous, basically 2.5 stuff. There's a whole bunch of AIM cables up there, a bunch of gaskets and that sort of stuff. Again, try and keep it organized. There's spare reeds, that sort of stuff. Up top there, we just keep tripods for my YouTube videos. And we're doing our own engines here now, or not, I do my own engines. I don't do them for anybody else. It's not my job, but, so I keep a couple, you know, my different hones and stuff here. Now, no shop is complete unless you have a badass set of New Balance here. So keep these for a rainy day. If I can't get the tune right, I can slide these on and it just comes to me. It's crazy. So, and then filming stuff for YouTube and helmets, and that's Grace's helmet and that sort of thing here. So this is kind of my favorite area. I got my Snap-on box here. I love this box. It's awesome. I know they're expensive, but whatever. This one's got the power drawer in it. Super cool. Keep all our batteries charged up for our cordless stuff and whatnot. So I like to keep things organized, but we work out of this garage. So I don't have time to be fucking cutting pieces of foam out to fit wrenches and shit like that in. I try and keep things organized and stuff the best I can, but not carried away. Like, I literally work out of this thing every day. I'm trying to replace tools with good tools. I know where I need to spend money. I mean, I can't just buy Snap-on everything, but there's certain things that we like to replace it with, you know, Snap-on torque wrench, Snap-on ratchets, that sort of thing. My engine rebuilding tools here, try and keep good stuff, weather station, that sort of stuff stays in here, just stays super organized. And screwdrivers and stuff, and I try and keep, you know, mostly Snap-on stuff of good quality. I kind of feel like you pay originally and it hurts, but it only hurts once. So that stuff organized. I forgot this area over here. This is just like crimpers and stuff for wiring jobs and that sort of thing. Specialized stuff like that, and we keep, you know, zip ties and that sort of stuff, super organized. So Grace bought me this On Air, which I thought was super awesome. It's just a neat little sign for when I'm shooting YouTube videos here. They can look in the window and see that's what I'm doing, so that's neat. Lots of Deutsch connectors and stuff in stock. Everything that you see here is for the new harnesses. We're working towards building those new Merc harnesses. And I like to have everything neat in my work area. So that stuff is all here. The amp connectors for the Merc ECU boxes, everything is in here. And then obviously just some rubber gloves, zip bags. And I love these Armor All wipes. They work great for just whipping off quick and wiping off the bench top and that sort of stuff. So keep the wire here. I keep a lot of wire here. A lot of it's in totes and stuff up there. But this is the stuff that I use every day, or that I'm using for the harnesses. This is all Tefsel. And DR25 shrink wrap, and you know, braided loom, and again, more Deutsch connectors and the stuff that I use all the time. So got my label maker here. Again, just a simple Brother label maker, but it works great, does what I need to do. I've got my power pack here, so this is awesome I used to just keep an old battery, you know, and but it's great because I can regulate current and whatnot. So it's cool for testing circuits and testing harnesses as we build them, make sure everything's okay. My fluke meter, Snap-on fluke meter, same idea. Again, it just stays out in the bench because it's something that we go to all the time. So This area here is just connectors. Man, we keep so much stuff now, like connectors, battery terminal connections and terminal strips and relays and oh man, clips and retainers and AN fittings and all this kind of stuff that we try and keep here. Everything, the closed terminal fittings and rivets and I mean, you name it, closed barrel fittings, eyes, I mean, every shape, you name it. These are all full, all different ones and whatnot. So try and keep everything we can here on hand. And then underneath here, just, I've got the overhead cranes that we use for lifting up the boats and, some cleaning supplies and keep things tidy, some spare fuel. Lights, we use lots of lights and lamps in here when we're working on boats and whatnot. We keep nuts and stainless fasteners and lots of different stainless fasteners and stuff. Again, with the marine, everything has got to be nice and neat, so we keep that all organized, all different sizes, and just try and have as much stuff here as we can so it doesn't hold us up. This is kind of the clean area bench, so I keep my motors out, and I find that I'll putz on them, especially my pro stock motor, over the winter a lot. There's a lot of little detail things that need to happen. If they get put away somewhere and then just brought out kind of when you need to work on them, you're not going to take that time. So I find by having it on the bench, if I got a little bit of downtime, I'll putz away with the fine little details that it's important that get overlooked. Of course, those are covered. I uncovered them for the video, but we keep garbage bags draped over top of them. And so that's kind of the clean area. We just keep a vise over here. And along here, we just keep 3 sets of cabinets. One basically is just like cleaning supplies, waxes, that sort of stuff. I mean, they're not super clean or like, this isn't one of those garages like sometimes you see on YouTube where, it's all just for show. We work out of here. I mean, we've always got a project in here. Zach works on his bikes and his buddies hang out in here and so anyways, and then consumables, so, and they're like just oils and brake clean and WD-40 and stuff in this one, and then this one's just like spray paints and that sort of stuff. Again, they're not all super clean, but they're fairly organized in what goes where, fairly. Anyway, some stuff gets mixed up. Up here, I just keep a little bit of like some grease and wax remover and that sort of thing. And I keep posters of my old racing days back in the, my cars. It just sort of motivates me and look back at where we came from and the early days, the old Vega, and these were some of the old, we used to do the car shows and the hand-painted signs that we had done, and so I keep that stuff for motivation. This is back-to-back. When I was drag racing, I won 2 championships back-to-back, and it was kind of cool. At that time, I was the first one, I guess, that had ever done it 2 years in a row, so they had made me up this poster with the back-to-back, which is super cool, and so... And then we've got some Zach's Sportsman of the Year awards from when we were racing snowmobiles and, some boat race awards and that sort of stuff. And this was a cool car show that I did a number of years ago, and I got an award for the best graphics and paint, and they gave it to me on a skateboard, which I thought was pretty cool. So I guess to break it down, you don't need a whole lot of space to do what you have to do. And even though we're building a new shop out the back, it's actually not going to be overly big. Like, I think we've kind of decided on 32 by 32. We've kicked around a bunch of different ideas. It's ironic because people will always say, like, I've had a big shop at my old house, and I know, and I'm a minimalist, and I don't like stuff. Stuff makes me anxious. I don't like owning stuff. So you'll hear people say to you all the time, oh, build it bigger. Oh, you'll build it bigger. You'll never regret building bigger. But you ever notice anybody that ever says, damn it, full of shit anyways, and you can't utilize it? Like, I mean, for me, moving from this to a 32 by 32 with a hoist in it is going to be insanely, it'll feel massive to me, and I'll keep it every bit as organized as I do here, and it'll be all the space that I need, and I'm not going to build it bigger just to jam a whole bunch of shit in it that I don't use. I don't have a whole bunch of shit. I have one boat, and we have a couple toys, and then I want to be able to bring customers in there. But and it's a space, I think, that when you make it bigger, you tend to fill it full of stuff that you don't really need, or it gets cluttered. And it's an area that I spend a lot of time in that I have to heat. So, why am I going to heat this great big area that I don't really even need? So I think that people get a little bit too carried away with, oh man, I'm so jealous of this great big shop or whatever. I think that chances are good you can work out of the space that you're in here now. I didn't think I'd be able to do anything in here when I bought this house. And then when we had it built, you know, we insulated it. We put the steel walls inside, and I thought that was nice because it's clean and bright, and it's not something that there's no drywall dust and whatnot in doing. So being attached to the house is cool too. The kids are in and out and that sort of thing. I really enjoy it. So I think utilize the space that you have. Even if you have a single car garage, man, you can organize, you know, your toolbox and your stuff down one side, you know, put stuff away in certain areas, pull it out just as you need it, and then you can make that work. So anyways, this is it. This is all we've got. It's not super exciting, but thought I'd give you a little bit of show around and see what we're working out of. So as always, thank you. Please, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you.